Let us travel back to a time when Italy was not Italy. Not a single flag, not a single parliament, not even a single language spoken from north to south. Just a peninsula stick together by memory and divided by crowns. This is the long, dramatic, complicated birth of modern Italy, known as the Risorgimento, the resurgence. When Napoleon Bonaparte fell, Europe's monarchies gathered at the Congress of Vienna in 1815 to restore order, and restore it they did. Italy was carved into pieces. The Kingdom of Lombardy, Venetia under Austrian control, the duchies of Parma, Modena, and Tuscany, heavily influenced by Austria, the Papal States ruled by the Pope, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies in the south, the Kingdom of Sardinia ruled by the House of Savoy. The Austrian Foreign Minister Clemens von Metternich famously dismissed Italy as a geographical expression, not a nation, just a location. But history does not enjoy being reduced to geography. Secret societies like the Carbonari began organizing uprisings in Naples and Piedmont in 1820 and 1821. They demanded constitutions and independence from foreign rule. These revolts failed. Again, in 1831, rebellions broke out in Modena and the Papal States. Again, Austrian troops crushed them. Yet something important had changed. The idea of Italy had entered the bloodstream. At the heart of this intellectual fire was Giuseppe Mazzini. In 1831, he founded Young Italy. His vision was radical for the time. A united Italy, a democratic republic, unity achieved through popular revolution. Mazzini believed nations were sacred communities. He did not want kings to unite Italy. He wanted the people to do it. His ideas spread across Europe. Even when he was exiled, he continued writing, organizing, and inspiring. But revolutions require more than passion. They require opportunity. The year 1848 exploded across Europe. Revolutions erupted from Paris to Vienna. In Italy, uprisings began in Milan and Venice against Austrian rule. This sparked the First Italian War of Independence. Charles Albert of Sardinia, King of Sardinia, declared war on Austria, hoping to lead Italian unity. But Austria, under the command of Joseph Radetzky von Radetz, defeated Sardinian forces at the battles of Custoza in 1848 and Novara in 1849. Charles Albert abdicated in favor of his son, Victor Emmanuel II. The dream seemed broken. Yet 1848 planted seeds. It revealed that Austrian dominance could be challenged. It introduced new leaders who would shape the next chapter. In 1852, Camillo Benso, Count of Cavour, became Prime Minister of Sardinia. Unlike Mazzini, Cavour did not believe in spontaneous revolution. He believed in railways, industry, diplomacy, and calculated war. He modernized Sardinia's economy, built infrastructure, strengthened the army. He also made Sardinia visible in European politics by joining the Crimean War in 1855, fighting alongside Britain and France. It was a strategic move to gain powerful allies. In 1858, Cavour secretly met Napoleon III in Plombières. They agreed. France would support Sardinia against Austria. War broke out in 1859. Key battles included the Battle of Magenta and the Battle of Solferino. Austria was defeated. Lombardy was ceded to Sardinia. Soon after, through plebiscites, central states including Tuscany and Parma voted to join Sardinia. Italy's north was consolidating. Then came one of the most extraordinary campaigns in European history. Giuseppe Garibaldi gathered over 1,000 volunteers known as the Red Shirts and launched the Expedition of the Thousand in May 1860. They landed in Sicily. Against all expectations, they defeated Bourbon forces. They crossed the mainland. Naples fell. In October 1860, Garibaldi met Victor Emmanuel II at Teano. Instead of claiming power, he handed over the south to the king. Revolution bowed to monarchy for the sake of unity. On March 17, 1861, the Kingdom of Italy was proclaimed in Turin. Victor Emmanuel II became king of a newly unified Italy. But unity was incomplete. Venetia remained under Austrian control. Rome remained under the Pope, protected by French troops. In 1866, Italy allied with Prussia in the Austro-Prussian War. Although Italy suffered defeats at Custoza and Lissa, Austria lost the larger war against Prussia. As a result, Venetia was ceded to Italy. The map tightened. The final peace fell in 1870. When France withdrew troops during the Franco-Prussian War, Italian forces entered Rome on September 20, 1870. After a brief conflict at Porta Pia, Rome was annexed. In 1871, Rome became the capital of Italy. The Risorgimento, politically speaking, was complete. Other key figures include Bettino Ricasoli, who helped integrate central Italy, Urbano Rattazzi, influential in early parliamentary government, Daniele Manin, leader of the short-lived Venetian Republic in 1848, Carlo Cattaneo, who supported a federal rather than centralized Italy. Each contributed in distinct ways, whether through governance, ideology, or rebellion. Political unity did not mean social unity. Only about 2% of the population spoke standard Italian. The North industrialized rapidly. The South struggled with poverty and unrest. The papacy rejected the legitimacy of the new state. The Roman question between Italy and the Vatican would remain unresolved until the Lateran Treaty of 1929. Italy was unified on paper, but culturally and economically the process would continue for decades. The unification of Italy reshaped Europe's political balance and strengthened nationalism as a power force in the 19th century. It transformed a peninsula of duchies into a modern state. It was not the work of one man, it was a convergence. Mazzini's ideas, Cavour's diplomacy, Garibaldi's military daring, Victor Emmanuel II's monarchy. As a poet might say, Italy was composed like an opera, different voices, different movements, tension, crescendo, resolution. And on March 17, 1861, the curtain rose on a nation that had taken centuries to imagine and decades to assemble. The Risorgimento was not just about borders, it was about identity. Italy was no longer merely a place on a map, it had become a state.